How far would you go to save your sibling? See how far one guy will go to save his brother in the science fiction movie Gallic, next on Real Students. I'm your host, Carter Warnock, and I'm sitting here with Harris Smith, producer of Gallic at LAFSC. Welcome to the show, Harris.
Great to be here.
So before we get talking about your film, can you tell me a little bit about your experience at LAFSC?
LAFSC was really cool. I got to live in Hollywood, and I got to travel all over Hollywood. I got to know it really well, and I was able to get a really awesome internship where I actually got to work on set and see what that was like. And of course, seeing free movies and going to free live tapings of TV shows was just an added bonus. And all the storytelling that I was able to learn and how things really work in Hollywood is very different from how they work in San Diego.
That's awesome. It sounds like, you had like a pretty unique experience that not a lot of people get that opportunity to get, so it's pretty cool. Can you tell me a little bit about what Gallic is about?
Yes, Gallic is about a gentleman by the name of Gallic, name of the story. He goes into prison to rescue his brother. He voluntarily gets himself captured. And while he's in the cell, he meets two other gentlemen who help him escape out. But the fun part of the story is, will Gallic and his brother both escape? You don't know.
It's pretty intriguing. You guys had a couple options. Why'd you guys pick a science fiction film?
The executive producers are our professors that really wanted to expand their horizons and really wanted to try something new, being, of course, the sci-fi genre and getting weird locations and trying to really achieve something that's better than a low-budget sci-fi film.
It's pretty cool. So, it's a very futuristic type film, it sounds like. Now, did you have any trouble finding locations to really convey that scientific, futuristic feel to it?
Yes. Oh my God, we had so much difficulty finding that. One of the locations cost way out of our budget, and it was in a nice studio. So we had to find locations that were very much free. Mm-hmm. And the only one that we could find that was free was the 6th Street Bridge. Now, the 6th Street Bridge in LA is sort of looked over by the Army Corps of Engineers, and they do not care about filmmaking. It took me 2 weeks to get that location. I had to call every day and talk to a dude who could care less. And as soon as I got that permission to do that location, then I went to Film LA, and that was like 3 days just to get. So 2 weeks to get one location from the Army Corps of Engineers, which if I could recommend something to you, don't ever try to go through the Army Corps of Engineers for anything when it comes to filming.
Sounds like they gave you some trouble.
Oh yeah, they did not care whatsoever.
Especially for 2 weeks, only to get 3 days of shooting.
Exactly,
so
even less than that too. So yeah, but the other location was really easy. It was just on campus.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
We'll be right back with Harris Smith on Real Students. Welcome back to Real Students. I've been here talking to Harris Smith, producer of Gallic. Now, you're also the first assistant director. How is it balancing being a producer and an assistant director at the same time?
It was very difficult. The reason why is because as a producer, you basically set up everything, make sure it's all good. You got the food, you got police and security, and then you also have to deal with the firearms and all the other kind of stuff that we had to deal with. And then being a director, I had to do that for the director, being the first AD. I had to make sure the scene was set up, the lighting was good, and everybody was ready, so that all the director had to do was yell, action. So not only was I setting up everything as a whole, but I also had to set up everything on set. I was basically an assistant to everybody and everything, which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, but it was just really, really stressful and really tough. I can remember a couple of times just like really almost my mind exploded by how difficult it was because of all the stress and stuff. But once you were done with it, it was so rewarding to know that it was possible.
Of course. So you were pretty happy then with the final product?
I was.
It sounds like you were involved pretty heavily in it.
Yeah. My other co-producer, Christian Rosenberger, love him. He was like, he was so good. He took care of all the stuff I didn't understand, like financial and stuff like that. But for me, I just, did everything physical, and it was a part of it as much as I could.
It's awesome.
So it was a lot of fun,
It's pretty cool. So how was it working with the actors, and how did you go out and recruit the actors?
We went through I didn't, but the other producer went on a very extensive casting process, and we brought in, I think, about 20 or 30 people for various roles. And once we got them cast, we were able to bring them in. And it turns out, coincidentally enough, 75% of our cast was Australian, which was...
Not by choice.
Not by choice, no. But they were really cool to work with and very talented. And what was really cool about them was the fact that they were willing to go late nights. Like, we shot until 2 a.m.
Wow.
But they were real troopers, and they worked with us even when all the weird stuff happened, like a fire truck going right through our set.
That's awesome. So there's been some talk about this goop food. So what exactly is it made out of that makes it look so absolutely disgusting?
That was our creative team, our craft department. They were pretty good. What that was, what they let me see how it was made, was it was chunky noodle soup, the chili kind, mixed in with oatmeal, mixed in with glue, and mixed in with like vinegar. So it smelled and looked god awful. And we put in some little like bones in there, like not real human bones, of course, but we put in there to give it some more texture, if you will.
Sounds very nutritional.
It was bad.
That's funny.
As soon as it brought out, everybody was like, "That is awful." Fortunately, we only had to deal with that for about 20 minutes.
That's cool. Well, so thank you for your time, Harris. Let's take a look at Gallic.
Day 1095, I think. Finally have a lead on where they're keeping him. After scouring every planet in this system, it's about time I hit some luck. Getting in was as easy as showing them my rap sheet. Getting out, I might have to hurt some people. Step 1. Regurgitate a pin to slip under the chains. Step 2. Make nice with the natives.
Is he alive? Or did they chain up corpses here?
What the hell do you want?
I want to get out of here.
Piss off.
He's always like that.
And I pity you.
You're from Macedon, aren't you? There's another one of you locked in here.
Where?
He's in the hole. I heard he's a general. Is that true?
And my brother? That's why I would tear this whole world apart just to get him back. Alright, look, I'll be straight with you two. I need your help to get my brother out. By the looks of you, I'm your last chance at escape before you go belly up.
Hey, maggots, bon appetit.
I'm in.
That was quick. Grandpa?
Darby's my partner. He goes, I go.
Maggots, it's very apt.
The plan involves singing, lunch, and bait. Not as relaxing as it sounds.
Something I still don't get. How did you end up in here?
By choice? Years ago, my planet was attacked. People were forced into slavery. My brother was among them. And being the smuggler of the family, I could have helped get him and my tribe off that planet. I was away doing it.
So why help us?
I'm not, I'm using you.
Hey, what?
Step 3.
I hear somebody coming.
Create a distraction.
Where you don't need no numbers when you can count the nights, and there's no need for letters when your mother never writes. But here at good old West in your eyes. Well, you don't need no numbers if you can't count the nights.
It's just a scratch. He'll live.
More than you can say for me. Next time somebody gets their ass kicked, I vote for you, genius.
Noted. Step 4. Find weapons. Quietly.
How did you know this was here?
Same way I knew how to escape. I'm a genius.
Nice tattoo.
Well, Master Danius have signifies allegiance to a tribe.
Interesting.
When Darby talked about the hole, I assumed it was an isolation chamber. Apparently hole is short for hellhole. A red torture chamber where you hang by your arms and slowly lose your mind. But hell's too strong.
If I had to, hell?
Heartwarming. How long until we...
Shit. Run.
Running was actually step 6. These things don't always go according to plan.
Come on, we're almost there.
No. I got nothing left. You talked about tribes earlier. Darby's one of mine. You get him out of here.
Nick!
He wanted you to live. Let's at least give him that. My brother needs your help.
Step 6.5. Collapse the tunnel behind them, leaving the guards exactly one person to chase. Day 1096, I think. They're taking me to the hole. The soldiers are less than pleased. Hell and Darby are free. So it looks like I'm back to step 1.
That was Gallic, produced by Harris Smith. Thanks again for your time, Harris. And thank you, students, for tuning in to Real Students. We'll see you next time.